Tonight on CTV News at 11:30. Fire rips through a Timmins business early Sunday morning. No injuries are reported, but the investigation now just beginning. Plus, Ontario's official opposition leader is in the midst of a Northern Ontario tour.
You know, one of the solutions we talked about as well is bringing in nurse-patient ratios.
Among some of the big concerns being addressed tomorrow at Stiles, education and healthcare. And more people are speaking out about changes being made to Ontario's conservation authorities.
I think the efficiency that we have in conservation authorities in the Northeast is extremely high.
Local leaders say the shifts could have big impacts here.
CTV News at 11:30 with Ian Campbell and Rick Wyman with weather.
Well, good evening. Thanks for staying up with us. We begin with fire ripping through a Timmins business early Sunday morning. Crews responded to a blaze at D&L Towing on La Forest Road around 4 a.m. It took firefighters nearly 10 hours to battle the blaze due to sub-zero temperatures, freezing water lines. No injuries were reported. No word yet on a cause. An investigation has been launched by Timmins Police and the Fire Marshal's office. A death investigation at a nursing home in Sturgeon Falls has ruled out foul play. OPP began the probe at Au Chateau Nursing Home on September 23rd. An 85-year-old resident was found dead by staff members. The investigation was conducted by the OPP Crime Unit in conjunction with the Office of the Chief Coroner and the Ontario Forensic Pathology Service. Police are looking for a man wanted on a nationwide warrant with ties to Northern Ontario. Police say Eric Richard Joseph Cardinal is known to frequent Timmins, Magneto 1 and Elliott Lake and is described as 5 feet tall, 160 pounds. He is said to have a fair complexion, is clean shaven with brown hair, hazel eyes and a dragon tattoo on his right arm. Cardinal is currently serving a 3-year and 3-month sentence for robbery, assault, theft, and criminal harassment and was last seen at a facility in October down in Barrie. We're learning more about a cyber attack back in February that targeted the Rainbow District School Board and just how extensive that breach was. It comes following a 9-month-long records review and details specific data compromised for distinct groups. The largest affected group was students with alumni from 5 secondary schools as far back as 1989 having birth dates, addresses, grades, and student Ontario education numbers compromised. For some international students, their passport information was part of the breach. It also impacted some current and former employees and Greater Sudbury residents who were eligible to vote for board trustees in the last municipal election. Ontario NDP leader Marit Stiles is touring Northern Ontario this week, talking to constituents about issues in their communities. Her first stop was North Bay this afternoon. Stiles weighed in on Education Minister Paul Calandra's takeover of the Near North District School Board. She wants to know who Calandra will appoint as the new board supervisor, expressing concerns about conservative insiders who don't have an education background appointed to other school boards. She has also been hearing a lot of concerns about the 40 job cuts at the North Bay Regional Health Centre.
You know, one of the solutions we talked about as well is bringing in nurse-patient ratios like they did in British Columbia. Things like that will make sure that our healthcare workers don't burn out.
Stiles also visited providing adults with developmental disabilities lifelong experience, or PADL, a program for adults with developmental disabilities which is currently at risk of ending operations. The province recently denied its latest request to cover core funding. PADL launched in 2007 after receiving full approval with startup funds provided from the Ministry of Community and Social Services.
There are at least 20 individuals here who've been told there will not be supported living in this community in their lifetime. If there are no homes and there's no supported living or no respite, people are going to a hospital, and that's $1,500 a day.
Their focus right now is on things like, spending a lot of taxpayer dollars on building a spa in downtown Toronto on the waterfront. I've done the math. That costs $400 per family in Ontario. That's outrageous. Why are we paying for that here in North Bay when we could be seeing the government pay just a tiny amount to keep a program like this open?
The program supports adults with learning recreation, life skills, physical fitness, and community involvement. More people are speaking out about the proposed consolidation of Northeastern Ontario conservation authorities. The agencies work to keep people safe from natural hazards. CTV's Elena Everson reports.
Carl Jorgensen is the General Manager of Conservation Sudbury. The board recently passed a resolution opposing the province's proposed consolidation of 36 conservation authorities into 7 large regional ones. It means Sudbury, North Bay, the Sault and Timmins will become the Northeastern Ontario Regional Conservation Authority.
I think the efficiency that we have in conservation authorities in the Northeast is extremely high. We're already heavily integrated with our communities, and to spread it out, I think, will make us less efficient. If we think about it as well, we have local expertise that know these watersheds.
Jorgensen says those local considerations are key in the work conservation authorities do.
Having people who work here in the Sudbury area who know all of the lakes, the rivers, and the wetlands of Sudbury. They know our geology, they know our history, which is extremely important because the landscape in Sudbury is different from anywhere else in Ontario given our past mining history and our current mining operations.
Northern Ontario large urban mayors known as NOLM recently sent a letter to the Ministry of the Environment, Conservation and Parks, which says in part, our conservation authorities are lean organizations that are accountable, transparent, and provide efficient permit approvals and community services. The proposed regional model for Northern Ontario will not eliminate red tape and has a distinct potential to result in the opposite outcome of increased bureaucracy. For Northern Ontario, this is a situation of, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. We reached out to the Ministry of the Environment, Conservation and Parks, but did not receive a response before our deadline. City Council in Sudbury recently voted to oppose the province mandating the local conservation authority merged with 3 others. Alan Everson, CTV News, Sudbury.
Sault paramedics have been awarded a provincial grant to support mental health. The money is to give paramedics in the area added mental health resources, including peer support and specialized training and wellness programming. With news of Timmins Council's decision to endorse a location for a permanent encampment, people who would be using the site are speaking out against it. CTV's Lydia Chubak reports.
Timmins Council has endorsed this location as the preferred site for a permanent encampment for people who are homeless. It's about a 13-kilometer drive west from City Hall on Highway 101. Those who work to support unhoused people say they're frustrated and angry with the decision.
It goes against all, peer-reviewed, evidence-based research. It goes against everything that our community has learned when we've brought in expert consultants around homelessness or addictions or mental health. It goes against everything that people who are living in poverty and people who access homelessness services are saying they need.
The core services are downtown. We're downtown. This is a safe space for folks. And to put folks away from what their support system is just setting up for more failure and causing a lot more harm.
Sarita says DIY Community Health Timmins was left out of the site selection process.
I was left in the dark. I think most service providers were left in the dark. The few opportunities we did have to voice our opinions, they were ignored.
Those directly impacted are scared the encampment will be so far away from the city's core.
Coming from a person that's been human trafficked and I've been in that kind of situation, you're asking, what if it was your daughter and you were sending your daughter out there alone at night?
As you can see, no sidewalk.
Yesterday, 2 groups walked from the mutual aid site to the proposed location, one during the day and one at night. They wanted to show what a vulnerable person would have to experience along the way.
It was treacherous. It was scary. Because why? Because one slip of a vehicle in the wintertime, black ice, doesn't matter. Someone will get hit and someone will die.
None of us would have been able to do it if we were carrying all of our belongings.
In a recent interview with the mayor of Timmins, Michelle Boileau said the site was project ready.
One of the benefits to this site was the readiness of the site. So the fact that it was ready to have modular facilities moved on to the location, zoning and planning requirements would be easier to get through. And so with it being, a project ready site, we're hopeful that we'll be able to have more appropriate shelter options in a matter of months.
Decision makers now await approval on the location from the province. In the meantime, DIY Community Health Timmins asks people to advocate on its behalf by contacting their local, provincial, and federal representatives.
People will die trying to access the site. People will die at the site. And people will die if they try and leave the site.
Lydia Chubak, CTV News, Timmins.
Time now for a short break here on CTV News. Coming up, Rick will have your full weather forecast. For now, a look at the current conditions, and -13 in Kapuskasing, -11 in Timmins. But we're starting to see the mercury warm up later into the week. Perry Sound had a snow squall warning up till about an hour ago. That has since been rescinded. We'll have more details coming up in just a few. Stay with us.
You see it happen, send it to CTV News. Text 10400 from your screen to ours. Text 10400.
The best thing I can say for this evening is a new week and a new weather. We've got a mix of pretty well everything. Let's begin with our forecast radar right now. We've got a system moving in, and this is how it's going to look like by supper time tomorrow. Take a look, some freezing drizzle, some ice pellets in the forecast, some flurries as well. Then some warmer temperatures. Let's check out the scoreboard. Sudbury, Nickel Belt, and the 7-day forecast. Freezing drizzle and some flurry activity tomorrow, -1. Chance of flurries on Wednesday. Some sleet, so rain, snow Thursday, 2 degrees. -15 on the big cool down come Friday. Some flurries, then some snow Saturday for added measure, -3. Then we go to chance of flurries by next Sunday. The odd sunny break, but not much sunshine. High of -9. Moving on to Sault Ste. Marie, Algoma, flurries for tomorrow, and again, a few centimeters of snow, 2 degrees are expected high, and again, you've got the possibility of flurries and some freezing drizzle. Wednesday, chance of flurries, snow or rain on Thursday, 0, then cooling down. Chance of flurries Friday, -10, some snow on Saturday, -2, and -6 with the cloud cover by next Sunday. In Timmins, Cochrane, Kapuskasing, ice pellets and snow tomorrow, 0, the expected high. Chance of flurries on Wednesday, -9, warming up to -2 on Thursday with the snow. Then a big shift in the temperature. Chance of flurries Friday, -19, snow Saturday, -7, and 13 Sunday, some sun and cloud. That's a bit of a reach right now, so we'll have to see if that does materialize. Temiskaming Shores, Kirkland Lake, chance of flurries, freezing drizzle tomorrow, -2. Chance of flurries Wednesday, rain snow mix on Thursday at +1. Then -18 Friday, chance of flurries, some snow Saturday, -6, and -12 Sunday with the chance of flurries. North Bay, West Nipissing for tomorrow. Flurries again, risk of freezing drizzle, -2. -1 Wednesday, chance of flurries. Rain snow mix on Thursday at 2. -15 Friday, some flurry activity and snow. -3 Saturday. Sunday, we've got the chance of flurries and a -9. So Ian, get ready for a little bit of everything in terms of freezing drizzle, some snow, some ice pellets, and again, a change in temperature. I'll throw things back to you.
As long as it's warmer. Thanks, Rick. Well, more than $400,000 is heading to Calvin Township after flooding back in June. The money is to help the community near Mattawa cover the costs of emergency response and critical infrastructure repairs. Roads had been washed out following heavy rains June 21st. Trees and power lines were also downed during the storm. Environment Canada estimates 87 millimeters of rain hit the small community. 3 children have died from flu-related complications in the Ottawa area this month. The 3 children, all between the ages of 5 and 9, died from influenza-related complications in the Ottawa and Eastern Ontario Health Unit regions. Officials are warning of a significant rise in influenza A cases. According to the City of Toronto's Respiratory Disease Dashboard, there has been a steep rise in cases since early November. Health officials are urging everyone 6 months and older to get their flu shots. A warning this holiday season about pet ownership. The Invasive Species Center in Sault Ste. Marie says aquarium life such as fish and turtles can become invasive when released into natural environments. When pets are given as gifts, the new owners might not be fully prepared for long-term responsibility. According to the group, red-eared sliders and goldfish are 2 common problems.
So red yard sliders and goldfish in particular, they can impact natural environments when released. So they have a high productive rate. They're able to, especially goldfish, prey on native species.
Officials say it's best to make sure pet owners are prepared for the long-term commitment. Closet Share in Sudbury is a nonprofit organization that provides free clothing to the community through donations. Unfortunately, it has not been able to accept any since July, but that's soon going to change. CTV's Lindsay Alick has more.
The day started off with a celebration, marking the launch of the Closet Share app.
With our Canada-wide shipping now that we also launched a couple months ago, it's going to be so much easier for people to find what they need and be able to check out. And it also helps save the planet, right? Because now we're opening it up so more people have access to secondhand clothes.
Porter says they haven't been able to accept donations since July, as this is what their back room currently looks like.
Every day we come in and our donation bin outside is still full, clothing everywhere outside. It's very frustrating. All I say to people is just call first. If you call to see if the organization needs clothes, then you can bring it. Don't just leave it outside, because what happens to that, it ends up in landfills.
Porter tried to have the bags picked up by Value Village, but she says the pickups were canceled. CTV News reached out to Value Village for comment and received a statement which says, in part, "We do not turn away donations. We are reaching out to Closet Share to clear up any misunderstanding and see how we can help. Closet Share is welcome to direct their donations to our Community Donation Center at 799 Notre Dame Avenue." Porter says thanks to Value Village agreeing to take all of these donations, she will be able to once again resume donations early in the new year. Lindsay Alick, CTV News, Sudbury.
Still ahead tonight on CTV News. Well, if you look closely, you might catch a Manitoulin actor in one or two scenes of a popular HBO show. More in a moment. Hockey Canada has unveiled a national blueprint aimed at transforming the women's and girls' game across the country. It comes with an ambitious goal of seeing 170,000 players registered by 2030. CTV's Jesse Thomas reports.
Hockey Canada released its Rise as One report, a focus on the women's game with 14 national recommendations to grow and improve the sport from the grassroots to the highest levels.
The need for girls hockey and the demand for girls hockey is there. What we are saying is we just can't just expect year over year. We have to make dramatic changes in order to continue to blow through these type of goals.
At its core, the report calls for a national standardized youth development program with stronger national oversight. Nova Scotia's Corey Chevry has seen the game from every angle, as a player at St. Mary's University and now as a coach with the women's national team and as head coach of the Montreal Victoire in the PWHL.
I think we still continue to see growth in the women's game across the country. And, being from the Maritimes and the Atlantic provinces, we're seeing growth there as well, not only with players, but coaches, officiating, and bench staff.
The blueprint is pushing to grow leadership opportunities for women in the sport, while also giving girls the same chances as boys to get on the ice and develop their skills.
Well, there wasn't really any, just for girls, organizations. It was mostly, girls would just play on boys' teams.
Across the country, 115,000 girls were registered in minor hockey last year. By 2030, Hockey Canada wants that number to climb past 170,000.
When I was younger, I looked up to girls on the Canadian team, but now they have an actual league.
The PWHL is coming to Halifax on Wednesday, with Montreal taking on Toronto. It's a chance to see the best in the world.
It's going to really push the boundaries of what is possible in the Maritimes.
Jesse Thomas, CTV News, Halifax.
If you look closely, you'll be able to spot some northern representation in the new TV show It, Welcome to Derry. Jonathan Fisher of Wikwemkong is one of the two actors from the territory featured in episode 3, billed or credited as Man in Audience. Fisher got his chance to appear in the TV series, which was shot outside of Toronto. After 3 decades of gigs, which include some pretty prominent roles on stage, we asked him how this appearance on screen differed.
Film is totally a different process than theater. stage is like you have to be big and grand and commanding, and with film you gotta concentrate that all down because this is your frame, and you can't really do that much. It's just like you just have to think about the emotion sometimes, and the camera will pick it up.
And you can check it out. Welcome to Derry is streaming in Canada through Crave. Students at an elementary school in Greater Sudbury are engaged in a friendly competition, all in an effort to fill the shelves at a local food bank. CTV's Madison Merrier reports.
From hand to hand, students are running non-perishable items from St. Augustin to the Garson Food Bank.
We have a very special event that we do every few years. It's a human chain to bring food that we've collected for the past 2 weeks from St. Augustin all the way to the Garson Food Bank. So the kids are excited. This is something that was initiated by the Leadership Club.
Oh, definitely. It'll make a difference. There's a lot of needy families out there this year, so the need is more and more.
Absolutely. And how has the need grown?
It's risen over 30%. We have more clients every week. It's more and more.
The students' goal is to support families in need, and staff feel this hands-on experience is a great way to increase awareness for students.
We put the food boxes under the little Christmas trees in the class, so it's like a visual aspect of what's going on at Christmas, and they're so proud when they get to school, hardly able to lift the bags of food that they brought in, so it's very special this year.
It just teaches them to give and to share, and to see that families need the food, and I think it makes them feel pretty good.
The donation chain was assembled by Neely and the leadership students from grades 5 to 8.
Our whole school is here, and we're doing it because we wanted the people in Garson can have a good holiday with food.
I feel good, and we're doing something good, and we know that people will enjoy the canned goods and stuff.
This year, St. Augustin has donated around 720 non-perishable food items, which the Garson Food Bank says will make a difference for community members. Madison Merrier, CTV News, Sudbury.
Well done, kids. Well, for many, the holiday season comes with familiar traditions, from baking cookies to watching favorite Christmas movies at a retirement residence in Perth. It also comes with a special festive display. CTV's Dave Charbonneau reports.
It's become a Christmas tradition at this retirement residence in Perth, one that has grown piece by miniature piece since it started 6 years ago.
I do it in order to try to entice the grandkids and the great-grandkids to come in and see their grandparents at Christmas. My favorite is the bumper cars here.
Every Christmas season, co-owner Whit Lewandowski builds miniature animated Christmas displays for residents and visitors.
A lot of the times the residents will help take the items out of the box. They'll help, once I get a lot of the electronics set up and everything, they'll help place the figurines in places they think works best.
The displays help create a sense of home and connection during the holidays.
This is our home now, and a lot of us can't have great big trees and great big families around all of the time. And Lanark Lifestyles is a place where we can all gather, and it's just like home.
And for many, the details bring back memories from long ago.
I like the merry-go-round. It reminds me of when I was, little kid. Yeah, but they're all very nice. I always liked the skating rink. I used to love to skate, so that brings back good memories.
The displays also now creating new memories.
It's amazing. It's just amazing. Yeah, and it's so attractive for residents and visitors, and especially young children.
A lot of the grandkids will come and play with it, and I don't have signs on it, do not touch or anything else. If something breaks, we have glue.
A collection of tiny details built on kindness and the spirit of the season. A reminder that even the little things can spread so much joy. Dave Charbonneau, CTV News.
Finally for us tonight, the weather was beautiful Saturday. The snow held off long enough for a beautiful Christmas parade in French River.
Hi. Hello. Merry Christmas. Hi.
That's the man Santa, or Père Noël, making his way up to the vehicles. In Noelville, they do something a little different. It's a static parade where the participants drive through the floats. CTV News had a crew there. We decorated a news cruiser, and it was just awesome to see the hundreds who made their way out. Thanks to Chartrand Lumber and the municipality for making it all possible. Love seeing that community spirit. On that holiday note, that takes us to the end of our newscast this Monday night. For the latest news anytime, remember you can head to our website, ctvnewsnorthernontario.ca. You can also download our CTV News app. Thanks for watching. Good night.